Welcome back to our discussion with Kaitlin Bulavinetz, Chief of Staff to the Chief Software Officer of the United States Air Force, as we doggedly tried to solve for X in the SDLC equation. Mike wanted to pose a discussion topic to you, Kaitlin, regarding continuous ATOs.
Thanks. Yeah, it seems that the Air Force has changed its approach in authorizing authorizing a system to in the continuous ATO or authority to operate to a sort of a process of authorizing the platform, the process, and then the team itself. Can you expand on this approach? How you came to it? What does it mean to authorize a team or various the various aspects? Fascinating.
Yeah, so it's a great question. Continuous authority to operate, it's the state that's achieved when the people, processes, and the platform are performing continuous risk mitigation, cyber event monitoring, and are maintaining their ability to be a resilient system. So when you're looking at the people and the processes part, it's recognizing that you can't just authorize, the state of cyber is constantly evolving because the number of threats are constantly changing. So it's recognizing that you can't just give something a stamp and say, this is good in the state it is right now because it's constantly evolving. So what you do is you do a traditional authorization for the infrastructure. And then on top of that goes the cATO, where it's authorizing the people and the processes. So when it's just making sure that the team is able to keep up with continuously monitoring the environment and making sure that they're balancing the risk and mitigating any threats.
So it's not, let's say, a team. The team's capabilities. It's not the individuals themselves. It's making sure that the team is doing the right activities on securing and continuing to secure. They're continually securing it.
Yeah, and you have the people you need. So you have the assessors, the platform team, the software product team. That you have the right people involved, that they're engaging in the right way, and so that's really what it's about, just making sure that the people and the processes are in place that enable continuous monitoring, and what you automate, you do automate. This way the people can focus on the really tough things.
Right. And that's interesting, Kaitlin, because I have always found that incongruent with the way things actually work. When we talk to other agencies and they do an ATO for their product, they get it released, and then maybe 3 months or so, they do the infrastructure of the platform as a separate event or a combined event with a new release of their product. And reality is that things happen along the way, not just to your product or your service, but to the infrastructure itself. You might have a vulnerability, et cetera. So having these or making changes to it could affect your service, et cetera. So one of the things I found just kind of puzzling is, how do you do that continuously when you have that kind of process in place that's important for governance and compliance, but it doesn't really it's not congruent with reality or the way that you said that things are speeding up at the pace of relevance.
Yeah, and I think this is where zero trust also factors in, right? Because it's the idea that the team needs to continuously be looking for threats and be you can't just be like, this is our perimeter and we are safe in here no matter what we do. And that's why we are saying that we have the authorization. It's recognizing that things are constantly evolving. So zero trust is a key part of the cATO that is part of Platform One.
Right. And you say
very specifically.
you can't hide within your perimeter again. The perimeter is constantly changing and evolving and moving outward. So it's difficult.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's moving in the direction of zero trust. So, I mean, I think that's an area where this is a really exciting idea, because when it comes to cATO, you're also making it possible. It's easier for industry to work with the government, because once you get that cATO, it's not like it makes it easier to consistently improve and consistently work together
and evolve your product, because you'll have the flexibility to capitalize on destructive technology and process improvement and service improvement. So agree.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just looking at things. It's just looking at it from risk mitigation. And I think it's important to note that the NIST framework, the cATO is in line with the framework. I think it's also an exciting way to think about it, because it enables you to constantly be able to make those updates and see what else you can do.
Great. Well, thank you, Kaitlin. I think we all can agree on this topic, and the public sector is incredibly important as we navigate the need for compliance and governance against the need to deliver services quicker. And thank you to our listeners for your time and attention. Join us for our next session with Kaitlin, where we discuss improvements with provisioning tools and services in the public sector.